Hi, I am Andy. For those of you who know me on the FXA forums, I am also Sir Frontman there. Normally, this is my lightsaber channel where I post videos of the things that I build for the forums, and normally they look like this. However, over the next couple of months, I am going to post a series of build videos for something that's going to look a little bit more, well, like this. Now, I'm sure you're all wondering why I have gathered you all here today. That's because one of you is a murderer. Now settle down, I'm just kidding. The real reason is that I have this year joined the GGBO, the Great Guitar Build-Off, and this is where I'm going to be posting all my build videos. This, my tiny kitchen workspace, is also where I'm going to be shooting all my videos. And I promise you, the viewers at home, that most of them won't be a rip-off of this old Tony's. Very quick disclaimer. As I said, normally this is a lightsaber channel, where I post videos of lightsaber stuff that I make. We are very temporarily going to be becoming a guitar channel, where I post videos of guitar stuff that I build. Once this contest is over, I will most likely be returning to this being entirely a fancy fighting glow stick channel. Or maybe not. I haven't really decided. I mean, this is my channel. I can do whatever I want with it. If I want to start doing Bob Ross paintings in my kitchen, I will do Bob Ross paintings in my kitchen. And there's not really much anyone can do to stop me. So, yeah. Okay, brief ramble aside. This is just a generic disclaimer. If you're wondering why there are laser swords in your guitar feed, or vice versa, if you subscribe to me, this is the reason why. So with that disclaimer disclaimed, on with the rest of the video. Okay, so no, I'm not actually going to be putting saw to wood in this video. This video is more meant to be a bit of an introduction / planning thing. Fine, I'm doing a bottle episode.
Well, tell your disappointment to suck it. I'm doing a bottle episode.
So what I wanted to do in this video was essentially a bit of an intro, because we're past halfway through March and I haven't put out a video for this build yet, so I figured I should probably get that done. I really wanted to cover the 5 Ws. That is, the journalistic 5 Ws and not the barbershop quartet made up of clones of George W. Bush. Who has been covered? Where has been covered? I guess that leaves us with what, why and when. I am going to be building a guitar. I have entered the Great Guitar Build-Off Scratch Build contest, so it will be built entirely from scratch. I'm also taking the scratch build to its logical conclusion by building my own guitar hardware. The guitar will be shaped like an Imperial Star Destroyer, and will have some pretty advanced features. Fan frets, it will be headless, it will have an extended cutaway neck joint, and a tremolo that I will make myself. So this is the bit that I struggle to explain. Back in January, Ben Crow announced the 2021 Great Guitar Build-Off, and I decided that I was going to be a part of it. My initial idea was to make a guitar with my own hardware on it. Honestly, I was inspired by Bogdan Basila's build from the last Great Guitar Build-Off. where I honestly think that he did something that was a bigger technical accomplishment than any of the official build-off contestants. And seriously, watch his build. It's mind-blowing that a first-time builder made an entire guitar from scratch, including the hardware. It's something I never would have thought of doing unless I'd have seen him try it. I had the core idea of making my own hardware, but I still needed a guitar to put it on. Now, this is a guitar that I was working on when Ben announced the contest. I put it on pause because I want to build something from scratch, and not use this as an opportunity to essentially finish a body that I've already started. That would be against the rules of the contest. I needed something new, so I went through all my various guitar idea notebooks and doodle pads, and well, nothing jumped. There was nothing that I really wanted to try doing. So, as I often do in these situations, I broke out pen and paper, and I just started doodling until something on the page hit me that I wanted to try. And okay, you know what, I'm just going to move the camera into a low angle and show you my doodles. This was my initial idea for the Great Guitar Build-Off. It was going to be a Bob 2, you know, from Ben Crow's Bob build, but in an Explorer style. I love the Bob build, but about halfway through it, I genuinely started thinking that Ben's building it wrong. Ben's building the shape wrong, and the Bob really needs to be an Explorer design. And I figured that this contest was essentially a chance to put my money where my mouth was. This plan hit a bit of a stalling point, in that I did some practice cuts for that bandsaw curve bending technique of Seth Rollins that the Bob is based on, and I found out that, well, realistically, that bandsaw curve bending technique requires a bandsaw. It can't easily be reproduced with the hand tools I have, and right now I don't have access to a bandsaw. So, for now at least, a Bob inspired build wasn't a possibility. So I kept on doodling, and I had a brief idea for an Art Deco inspired guitar. Every now and then I think I should do something Art Deco inspired. I like Art Deco, but it never quite works out the way I want it. But then I doodled this, and it just hit me. It was just, you know, one of those full-on bolts out of the blue. The idea was in my head, pretty much fully formed, and I knew that that was what I was going to build. So I took it from there. You know, I didn't intend this to be a Star Wars build. I mean, why not? I like me some Star Wars, so yeah, why not go for it? So the Star Wars theme then actually opened up some ideas. You know, in that Star Wars way, it had to look recognisable as a guitar, but also advanced and futuristic. So it would have to be headless, and it would have to be multi-scale, because those are, you know, advanced and futuristic features. I've been wanting to try an extended bolt-on cutaway neck for a while, so I figured, why not go for that too? And I'm going to be building my own hardware, so I can make the hardware look as custom and Star Warsy as I really want. So yeah, this was a bolt out of the blue, but I think it's going to turn into a win-win. Finally, when? Well, between now and late June, because that's when the contest ends. Okay, so smart ass answers aside, before I finish this video, I'm going to quickly jump cut inside my computer to show you essentially what I've drawn up so far, and where I hope to be going over the next couple of videos. Okay, this is my plan. I won't show you how I drew it, because I did that in a previous take of this video, and it was 30 minutes of pure boredom, even sped up at 4 times speed. Now, because this guitar shape is mostly straight lines and polygonal shapes, I am not actually going to need to make a template. It'll be quite easy to just draw this directly onto the wood with a pencil and a ruler. On the downside, because this is all straight lines, if I make a mistake, it will be quite obvious. The human eye isn't drawn to mistakes in curves as easily as it is in lines, so I can't just hide my mistakes by saying it was part of the plan all along. Anyway, I traced the body using this scanned page I found on the internet from one of the old Del Rey Star Wars Essential Guides from the 90s. It was canon and approved by Lucasfilm back then, therefore I hope that it's accurate. For my scale, I've gone with 1/3000th of a real Star Destroyer as a base, but I've taken enough artistic liberties here and there that really that's just a guideline more than a rule. The fretboard and neck were designed in with the help of FretFind 2D, which is a ridiculously useful and absolutely free online fretboard design utility. This here. I'm not going to cover how to use it in this video. This is not going to be a tutorial. I'm sure there are plenty of those out there on the internet already. But I will link to it in the description below, because everyone with an interest in Luthiery or guitars should have this site bookmarked yesterday. So the overall dimensions are going to be about 76 centimeters long, 32.5 centimeters wide, and 50 millimeters or 5 centimeters at the thickest point, which is the base of the Star Destroyer, here around the bridge. This is going to be quite a small guitar for what it has. Scale length wise though, it's going to be baritone. I'm going to be using my favourite scale length of 26.25 inches for the short side and 27 for the long side, with the parallel set at the 12th fret, which I believe is that there. This should make for actually a relatively simple fan, and ideally it should keep the span of the intonation at the bridge here between 10 and 15 millimeters apart, which is actually a reasonable span to accommodate on a tremolo, even for a multi-scale guitar. Hardware-wise, I will go with 2 humbuckers, which will probably go somewhere around here, as well as the tremolo. I haven't modelled them on this mock-up because I will be touching on that in the next video, which will cover designing and actually making the hardware itself. Anyway, that's probably enough out of me for one filler video. So tune in next time to hopefully actually see me do something. So as always, thanks for watching.